Hello everyone, I am Brianna Martinez and this is my infographic titled The Rise of Chipotle, which is a hint at what is to come in a bit. So, it's already been implied, but just to clarify, the company that I have chosen to research for my infographic is Chipotle. And the reason why I chose it is because it is my favorite go-to fast food restaurant. So I wanted to learn some more about it. So the 4 economic indicators that I chose to focus on were resource, cost, specifically when it came to labor, their competitors, El Pollo Loco, which I focused on price of a similar item that they sell, Chipotle's locations in California, and stock value. So the first economic indicator is labor as a resource cost. So I chose this economic indicator because while researching, I had already been working on Chipotle locations, and due to the results of that indicator, I wanted to see how labor correlated with that. So from last year to this one, labor costs of Chipotle's employees have increased by 15.32%. The cause of that outcome is due to the increase of employees. The reason labor costs have increased is dependent on the quantity of labor. Now what I mean by that is since there are more workers, of course, the resource costs of labor will rise too. While in 2020, Chipotle was spending over $77,000 for 91,000 employees, that number rose to paying $2,000 shy of $900,000 for 102,000 employees. I know that competitors' pricing is next on my infographic, but I wanted to talk about Chipotle's locations first since it relates to what I just went over. Okay, so in 2025, Chipotle's closed down, and because of COVID, around 100 of them were shut down temporarily, but in the second part of last year, only 30 Chipotles continued to be temporarily closed. As 2021 came, Chipotle locations in the state of California increased by 2.61% as 11 new Chipotles were opened around the state. Why this relates to labor costs is because with new locations opening means more employees are needed, which shows that more funds will be spent on labor. Now, when it comes to, Chipotle's competitor, I chose El Pollo Loco since they have similar food options and are both Mexican, quote-unquote, influenced. While I'm not sure which company gets more customers, I would like to assume that Chipotle is more popular, or at least more well-known. But when it comes to price, El Pollo Loco is the cheaper option of the two. For a chicken burrito, at least... while a chicken burrito at Chipotle starts at $6.50, El Pollo Loco's burrito is 50 cents cheaper. And when it comes to comparing the price between 2020 and 2021, El Pollo Loco's price has stayed the same. Now on to stock value. So while Chipotle's net return of investment for stock between 2020 and 2021 would be $272.88 due to a nearly 26% increase in stock share price, I personally wouldn't put my money into it because I don't believe it's a good enough return in comparison to paying $1,000 something to purchase a share. Okay, so next, when it comes to what will happen in the next few months about these indicators I have just gone over, I believe the resource cost for labor will gradually continue to climb. I believe the same will happen to California's locations for Chipotle, just it will happen at a much slower rate, which is a given since it is quicker to add on new employees than it is franchises of a company. The reason I believe these 2 economic indicators will continue to increase is due to the influence of a 2021 news update via newsroomchipotle.com, which is by Chipotle themselves. They expressed their need to raise wages to $15 an hour because of the current demand for employees and the future growth of the company. When it comes to Chipotle's competitor, El Pollo Loco's price of their avocado chicken burrito, I am sure it will stay the same price for the near future. I believe this because it stayed the same for the last year, so it is likely to stay the same for at least a few more months. When it comes to Dennis Geiger, a UBS analyst, stated that he believes that Chipotle can have an earnings compound annual growth rate around 24% for the next 3 years, according to Barron's.com. Because of this, I believe the stock value will have a gradual incline within the next few months. As most restaurants did, Chipotle also had to adapt to last year and everything that is still going on. How they did this was by improving the efficiency of their delivery and carry-out service. They have the option of Digital Kitchen, which focuses only on their takeout orders. They have also updated their website and app to have a delivery update tracker. Also, they have varied options more when choosing food, such as adding light, standard, and extra for ingredient portions. The key for this company has been to just mainly adapt technologically. Doing this has helped Chipotle maintain business as well as grow in company size. And lastly, if I were a part of the Economic Advising Council, I would suggest that Chipotle make their digital kitchens a main priority. I know that I just went over how well Chipotle has adapted digitally, but I feel like they should take precedence due to how much their deliveries and carryouts have revived the solid yet predictable restaurant. Or maybe they could add a new item to the menu, not anything minor, which is what they usually do, but an actual new main entree item. I believe that would help provide more social media attention and advertisements through this promotion. If done right, it could bump up their sales tremendously. Thank you.